Dear students, in the last class we studied briefly about the moon. Moon is natural satellite of Earth. It doesn't have its own light. It reflects the light of the sun, hence it looks much bright. But if you daily observe the moon, the surface of the moon, the shape of the moon, the bright part of the moon goes on changing from day by day, and one particular day we cannot able to see the moon, and that day is called a new moon day. And after that, the next day, if you see the moon at night, you can see the small part of the moon, it appears bright. And as days passes, the brighter portion, the shape of the brighter portion increases, and after the 15th day, if you see, it looks much full bright disk you can see, which that day we will call as the full moon day. And again, that the shape of that bright part of the moon decreases. So this pattern repeats once in around a month, 29 days, little more than 29 days, or around month you can say. So this day, by seeing the bright part of the moon, they made the calendar, the ancient people, and it is lunar calendar. And some of the people follow this lunar calendar. And if you go on the moon, it don't have any trees because there is no water, then there is no oxygen, you cannot hear what you speak, it is barren land. And when you observe the moon here on the earth, you can see some structures around and the bright part of the disk of the moon, you can see some little pale color structures. So they are nothing but, if you view them on the moon, landing on the moon, they are nothing but huge craters of different shape, or it may be huge steep mountains present, rocky structure, it is barren rocky structure. That is about the moon. Yesterday or the last class we have studied. Now today's class we will study about another celestial objects, namely the stars. Now stars are luminous objects in the celestial sphere, or celestial objects. As the sun sets in the evening, slowly if you observe continuously the sky, here and there the stars go on appear for us, and at the much darkness, if you observe the night sky, you can see as many as stars in the dark background. The twinkling, their light twinkles. Some stars have dim light, some stars have bright light, some stars have little pinkish or red color, some have white, even some may have blue color. But as randomly we will see, we won't find the difference. They twinkle, the brightness of the light flickers, changes as we see on the earth. But we also see some bright structures, celestial bodies during evening or the night time. They have a little bigger disk like structure, and they won't twinkle. You may mislead it as stars, but they are the planets. So later we will study about the planets which will revolve around the sun. And sun is also the star. Even the sun is a star which is very close to the earth. But how much close? If you measure the distance, it is 150 million kilometer. It is 150 million kilometer away from the earth, that much far away. And compared to the other stars, sun appears to be like a disc shape, but other stars appears to be like dot structures. Why it is so? Do you have any imagination why sun? I said it is star, but it won't look like star, it look like a bright disk, right? The main reason is sun is much closer to the earth. The distance of sun and the earth is much closer compared to the distance of the remaining stars. And if you take the other star, which is after sun, which is the next star close to us, it is Proxima Centauri. Proxima Centauri. This particular star after sun is nearest to us. You may say, how much far away these stars? This particular star, it is this much far away. How you will read this one? This much kilometer far away from the earth. Can you able to read that number? It's not million or billion, still bigger it is. Earth, sun is this much distance, but see the next star which is close to us after sun, Proxima Centauri. It is this much far away, kilometer far away. So usually to express the distance of stars from the earth, we won't use kilometer. It is too small. The number is so big we cannot able to read it. Instead, we will use one unit called light year. So distance of stars. To measure this distance of stars, we will use one measuring unit called light year. We will use to find the distance of stars. We will use the unit called light year. Now you may ask, what is the meaning of light year? Here they will consider the distance travelled by light. That how much given time, how much distance light will travel, that distance is called light year or light minute, etc. Because the speed of light is so huge. Do you know the speed of light? Do you remember speed of light? It is 3 lakh kilometer per second. 3 lakh kilometer per second. What is the meaning of this? The light will travel in 1 second 3 lakh kilometer. Now if you sit on any bus and travel, it may travel 60 kilometer per hour or maximum say 80 or 100 kilometer per hour. For 1 hour, our bus will travel 60 or 80 kilometer, whereas the light will travel in just 1 second 3 lakh kilometer distance it will travel. That is a tremendous distance, tremendous speed of the light. So you will use this measurement for measuring the distance of stars, because it is so much far away. You cannot imagine that much far away. That is why it looks like a dot. Even that is not that much small. If you see the ship on the, if you in holidays you went to play in the beaches, water, sea, you will go and see. Sometimes you can see the boat. It looks so small, right? But actually if you come and see, if it comes very close to you, that same boat, it looks much bigger. Any object, if it is much far away, it appears to be small, but distance, if it is less, it appears to be bigger. That is the thing. So same manner, the sun is much closer, it looks like a disk, whereas other stars are far away, so it looks like a dot structure for us. And how much far, I will explain it by using the unit called light year. Now come to the speed of light. It is 3 lakh kilometer per second. Now with that speed, in 1 second, how much speed that should move? 3 lakh kilometer. In that speed, if it travels, the light emitted by any stars, we have to measure how much time it will take to reach the earth. So that unit is expressed in light units. Now light year is nothing but light should travel continuously with the same speed 3 lakh kilometer per second continuously without stop, how much time? 1 year it should travel. Then only that entire distance, how much it will cover, that distance is just 1 light year. And on the space, in the celestial sphere, we have so many stars, their distance is 1 light year, 3.5 light year, not one, more than 1 light year we have. That's the reason they appear to be so small. There are stars even bigger than our sun, 10 times, 40 times bigger than our sun. 40 suns you can fill it in one star. Such stars also there in the celestial sphere. So that is the huge universe we have, okay. And the Proxima Centauri, where is that one? The star which is very close to us. It is just 8 light minute away from us. Just 8 minute light should travel to reach the earth emitted by that star. 8 minute means that much. 8 into 60 minute means 60 second into 3 lakh kilometers. So that is the distance. So you will get the how much far away the stars. That is have in mind the distance of stars. Now as I said, stars have different sizes. Some are big, some are as big as our sun star, some are bigger than a sun also there. So they have their own light, they emit light similar to sun. All stars have their own light. And if you observe these stars, even though you may think stars are stationary in the sky, but actually if you observe daily, the star which you will observe, it is actually moving from east to west direction. Similar to the sun, if you see in the morning, it is in the east direction, and in the evening time, you will see on the west direction. So if it appears to be moving, sun appears to be moving from east to west for us. And same manner, the other stars also actually, even though the speed with which we can observe them changing the position of these stars is very, very slow compared to the sun, because sun is very close, as I said earlier. Now, why it appears to be moving from east to west? I will give one example. Imagine you are sitting in a bus, and when bus is at rest, there is no change. You can see the trees in their own position, buildings are there at rest in their own position. But when the bus starts moving forward, and if you see now through the window, the trees appear to be running backside. The building appears to be moving fast backside. Actually, they are not moving, the trees or the people or the buildings, but when the bus is moving forward, it appears to us, it's not actually, as if we can see them, they are moving backwards. We are moving front in the bus, but the objects which are stationary appears to be moving back. In the same manner, Earth is rotating. Earth is rotating along its axis from west to east. The rotation of Earth is from west to east. So as I said, when bus goes forward, the object appears to be moved backside. Same opposite direction, it appears to be moved. In the same manner, when the rotation takes place, when the earth moves from west to east, any object outside the earth appears to be moving from east to west. That is the reason the in the sunrise we will say in the east direction sun appears, and sunset we will say during sunset, evening, sun disappears in the west direction. So that is the main reason. But if you observe these stars, one particular star is always in the same position. It won't change its position. All other stars will gradually change their position as days passes, but the sun sorry, one particular star will be in its own position. It won't change its position in the night sky if you observe. That is the pole star. How many of you observe? I don't know. That star is nothing but the pole star. In ancient people, this particular star they are used for reference to find the direction. Because if you consider other stars for their direction, as it is moving slowly day by day, so their position is changing, so they cannot find. But if they consider the one particular star, as I said, the pole star, in the northern, if you see the night sky, in the north direction, if you see that pole star, you can find it. Now, why it is so? Why it is not appears to be moving. The reason is, I will give one simple example, then you will understand. You have umbrella at home, right? Open one umbrella. Open one umbrella, children. A little bigger it has got weight. Okay, you have opened the umbrella, and inside if you observe here, or outside also, one surface you have to observe, and before that this is the central rod you have, okay, central rod, and here some small papers you stick here in a different positions, here and there you can stick some small papers, stick it, and one paper you stick here only, very close to this central rod, you paste one different paper here, okay, here. Now, along the axis, this axis of the central rod, try to rotate this umbrella. You try to rotate this one, okay. Then you observe this is start moving. For your eyes, it appears to be moving when you rotate this umbrella. But if you observe this particular paper piece, which is sticked very close to the central rod, it appears to be there only. Very on the central, this particular place only you have to stick it, on the central, this one, tip of this one. It appears to be always in that same position. But this particular paper or this particular paper, if you see, first it may be here, next that paper part will be here, or it may be into, you paste with different colored paper, then you will see the changes in their position, okay. So when you rotate this umbrella in a circular manner, then all these colorful papers appears to be moving, rotating, sorry, it is revolving, they appears to be revolving, revolution they will show. Whereas the central rod is there, no, at that one the paper you have pasted, it appears to be always there only. How much fast or slow you rotate this umbrella, their position will not change. In the same manner, these are the stars, this is the pole star. Now if you take the earth, you know, earth along the axis, it is little tilted, 23.5 degree it is tilted, and when it will rotate along this axis, this is called, I said yesterday on the last class, find the difference of rotation and revolution. Rotation in the sense, when it will rotate any object, the axis will pass through its central part, the axis along with which it will rotate, it is passing through that object. So it is, this motion is rotation. And when this earth rotates, this is its axis of rotation when it rotates like this way. the position of pole star in the north direction, it comes along this central axis. This is the axis. And the other stars are in the different positions. So when Earth will move from west to east, these stars appear to be moving from east to west. Whereas the pole star is along this axis, like this particular paper, you cannot see the change in the position. So pole star always appears to be in the same position. It is along the axis of Earth, so we cannot see the change in the position. I hope you understood this particular aspect. Here the rotation is nothing but the Earth is revolving around the axis, we call it as rotation, whereas the papers, when I will rotate this umbrella, they will move circular motion, right? They will show the motion moving around this particular central point. That motion is called a revolution. Earth moving along its axis is here the rotation, or if you consider this particular part, the central support rod, it is the rotating. Whereas these papers sticked on the umbrella, they show the revolution around this supporting handle. Understood? So you find two types of motion, because usually the celestial object exhibit either rotation or revolution. So you should not get confused. Clearly you should be able to understand the meaning of rotation and revolution. Okay? So that part you understood the position of pole star. So you understood now, stars are self-luminous celestial objects. Stars are much far away. Due to that, they appear to be small objects, dot-like structures, bright structures. They have different colors, different size. Some are much bright, some are dim. And sun is also a star which is very close to us. And due to that, it appears to be bright disk, reddish yellow disk which appears. Whereas other stars are much far away, and usually we won't express it in kilometers. Instead, we will use the speed of light for measuring the distance. The speed of light is 3 lakh kilometer per second. In that speed, when light travels, that distance is considered how much time that light travels. So that distance is expressed in the terms of light year. Light should travel the distance continuously in 1 year. Light hour means light should travel in hour. Like that way, we will express it to measure the distance. Now, when you observe these stars continuously for say 10 minutes or half an hour, now what it will come in your mind when you go on stare these stars? About these stars, not other things you have to imagine. Like if you have some dots on your paper, like this way, sometime you will try to join this. You will even draw the figures. Rangoli you will say, right? That is, to draw this diagram, first you will draw the dots, then you will try to join it by the Rangoli powder, and you will get the figure. Now, if you observe the night sky, you can see the peck of light, the stars, dots of stars, bright thing you can see. Now, there sometimes some bright stars are little closer together, you can see in the night sky. And in the mind, you may have some imagination, you cannot go and join it, but if in the mind only if you imagine, you may get some particular shape of these bright stars if you join it together. So in ancient time, when people are observing daily these stars, then they got some pattern, structure of the object, familiar, which they are using in our day-to-day life, and they are given some peculiar or particular name, and some beautiful mythological stories also there regarding this one group of stars, which we call them as constellation. What we call them? Constellations. Have heard constellations? Constellations are nothing but group of stars. They are nothing but group of stars. Say 7 to 8 bright stars, group of stars. Bright stars, not much in number, few in number, and if you can imagine as a particular shape. Now, if totally the people or the astronauts who study astronomy, they divide this entire sky, that group of stars, into totally 88 groups they made, 88 constellations they made. That is one thing. Now, I won't say you study about these 88 constellations. Some very prominent constellations you can also observe in the night sky. What is they are? I will tell 2 or 3 constellations, just you remember it, okay? So, what are constellations? Constellations are nothing but a group of stars, okay? Now, these constellations, one important one is come across this constellation is Ursa Major. Ursa Major. Now, what is the special about this particular constellation, Ursa Major? It has got the other name because different countries, the people, when they observe this night sky, they have imagined in their own way and they are given the name. It has got the name Big Bear, and Indians we call it as Saptarshi, and Chinese call this as a ladle, big ladle, etc. It has got different names, okay? About this in the next class we'll study not only this constellation, next we have to study about Orion constellation, and third one we will study about Cassiopeia. So, 3 constellations briefly study in the A-stand. So, just read the books or get the information briefly what it is. I will explain these 3 particular constellations which you can easily recognize. You take your parents' help if you want. In the night sky you can identify this. More about this we will learn in the next class. Okay children, thank you.